92.1 WFOV, Our Voices Radio, bringing you another edition of Pushing the Positive and People Who Make a Difference. In studio today, we have a very special guest with a lot of knowledge about happenings here in the city. She's representing one of the icons over on the Flint Cultural Center and also at the Cortland Center. Welcome, Katie O'Neill.
Hello.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. The sun was shining earlier. Daylight savings time tonight. Hopefully spring will be here soon.
It's only 30 degrees. Feels like spring to me.
It does. So what's going on with you and the Sloan Museum? Well, first of all, give us your correct title.
I'm the marketing manager for Sloan Museum and Longway Planetarium. And right now, Sloan Museum has a great exhibit called Rainforest Adventure Maze. And it's all about rainforest conservation and educating kids about the rainforest while they're having fun. So we're kind of striking a delicate balance between a very fun, very interactive exhibit and some pretty serious messages about the rainforest rapid disappearance. It's already been half destroyed, as you'll learn as you go through the maze. But it gives kids a chance to get to know the animals, the plants that live in the rainforest, and really get them to care about this very important and rapidly disappearing environment.
Well, tell me one of the animals that lives in the rainforest.
One of them is the tree frog.
Okay.
Many kinds of tree frogs. I can't tell you all of the kinds, but there's a great activity in the exhibit, the frog leap, where you can see if you can leap as far as a tree frog. So we have great videos and pictures of kids doing this activity, just seeing how far they can jump. The tree frog can jump about 6 feet, so it's a great challenge for kids.
You can put those headphones on and bend the mic down a little bit. There you go.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit more about the rainforest.
The rainforest. So, the rainforest is a very diverse environment. One of the most surprising things that I learned about the rainforest from the exhibit is the trees in the rainforest are anchored very differently from trees that we are used to in our temperate climate. So we're used to trees that are very deeply rooted with their roots in the ground. In the rainforest, the soil actually isn't very nutritious. Most of the nutrients are in the plants. And so the root systems are very shallow, and they're more like a V shape, supporting the tree with a stronger base around it above the ground. And there are a couple interactives where kids can sort of manipulate those root systems and, get trees to stand up in the way that they do in the rainforest.
Okay. With the 2020 presidential campaign off and running, and there's a lot of talk about environmental issues and climate change.
Yes.
So how topical is that conversation to what's happening in the rainforest?
Yeah, it's very topical. The disappearance of the rainforest has really rapidly contributed to climate change. We know that the rainforest is one of the biggest producers of oxygen, so the more rainforest we have, the less greenhouse gases we have. There are some great stories right now about people who are trying to grow more rainforest, so that's a point of hope. We also have a show over at Longway Planetarium right now called Wonders of the Arctic. So we're able to highlight these two environments in tandem and sort of show how these global connections, just the one piece has a huge impact, but we're seeing the effects of climate change in many environments around the world. So Wonders of the Arctic is a show that's told from the perspective of Inuit, Canadian, and American researchers in the Arctic region in Canada. And so they're able to use both scientific methods and traditional Inuit knowledge about climate patterns, weather patterns, the seasons of the ice, to gauge how quickly the ice is changing. So just in the lifetime of the people who live in the Arctic region right now, the ice season has decreased by an entire month. So huge impact just in our lifetime. And the ice season is so important to this region because it is the hunting season. So during the winter, during the ice season, the whole ocean, the Arctic Ocean, freezes over in Canada, basically. And that's what allows polar bears to hunt for seals. It allows the people who live there to fish, and the various hunting patterns that they use. So it's had a huge impact on people's ability to survive there, and it's pushed the polar bear population closer to human habitats. So people have had to come up with new ways, sort of catch and release tactics to help the polar bear survive and also keep them a safe distance from human populations. So yeah, we're seeing huge impacts of climate change right now.
And I hate to say that all of these changes that affect the polar bears could be unbearable. So the laugh.
Well, it's interesting. You know, both the Rainforest exhibit and the Wonders of the Arctic show do a great job of teaching kids about the animals, and sometimes kids and adults have an easier time empathizing with animals than they do with human beings. It's a strange phenomenon, really. But, you know, kids are very attracted to polar bears and whales and, you know, these funny seabirds that can sort of fly, but not really. Like, they're serious messages, but they're told in a way that get kids to care about the animals and hopefully instill in this generation and our current generation running the world right now the importance of these habitats.
Now, where can we, when I say we, the public, where can we participate, come through the maze? Where is that located?
So the Rainforest Maze is inside Cortland Center Mall. We have a temporary location there while we're under renovation, and you can go in through the Court Street entrance right next to El Cozumel Mexican restaurant. Straight ahead in the mall, you can't miss it, and it's a really great space. People have been really pleased. There's a big space for the exhibits. We also have 30 historic vehicles on display, and we have a big play area for kids in there as well.
The all-important question, how much?
Free for Genesee County residents. Rainforest Maze is completely free. For non-residents, it's $7 for adults, $6 for seniors, and $5 for kids. But for Genesee County residents, we just ask that you bring an ID with your address on it to show your residency, and you are in for free, thanks to the Arts and Cultural Enrichment Millage.
Okay. Now, beside the cars and the Rainforest Maze, there's something else, I believe, at the Cortland location.
It's called Wisner's Whiz Bang Emporium. That's our play area. And it's sort of an outdoor theme, so it's been really great during the winter season. We actually have families coming in a few times a week to take advantage of this play area. It has a climber, sort of a preschool size playground climber. There's a huge like life-size dollhouse that kids can play in. There's a grocery store, all kinds of activities.
Sounds wonderful.
It is.
Now, we are approaching warmer temperatures, hopefully. Mm-hmm. So how long will these exhibits be up at the Cortland Center location?
The Rainforest exhibit will be here through April 24th. And then May 11th, we have a new exhibit coming in called Robot Zoo. And this one is it's robots, animal robots that are designed to mimic the way that animal body parts work. So there's some engineering components, some sort of physiological components. Basically, you learn how these animals' bodies work through the robots and their hands-on activities. It's going to be pretty cool.
And the date again on that start?
That one opens May 11th.
Okay. Would that be something that would interest students who are interested in STEM activities?
Absolutely, yes. Everything that we have going on right now has lots of STEM tie-ins. We have field trips happening all the time. And yeah, it's been very popular with teachers, especially when you have limited resources to do hands-on activities with your kids. We're a great place for field trips, for sure.
Now, it sounds like the play area, is that an area which kids can sort of tire themselves out?
Yes, absolutely. Bring them after lunch. By the time you're home for dinner, they will be ready for bed.
Okay.
For sure.
What else is going on over at the campus over on Kersley Street?
Yeah, so the planetarium has a full show schedule every day of the week. The Wonders of the Arctic show is showing every day at 4 p.m. And we also have several other shows on weekends, and we'll also have full show schedules during the week of winter break, or spring break, March 25th through the 29th, I believe. So we will have more shows of Accidental Astronauts, Perfect Little Planet, our traditional planetarium show, Skies Over Michigan, that talks about what you can see in the night sky tonight. So this is a great show to come back to again and again as the seasons change, to find out what you should be looking for in the night sky and to get some news on astronomical events that are coming up.
Now, do you have to reserve your space, or is it a just show up?
You can usually just show up. Our evening shows sometimes sell out, so I recommend calling ahead for tickets for that. You can get Genesee County resident tickets ahead of time over the phone. And for Genesee County residents, by the way, the planetarium is only $3 for adults, $2 for seniors, and $2 for kids. So another great affordable activity.
Now, you being the marketing person, do you go through and get to test out all of the equipment, all of the exhibits and the rainforest and the robots and all of that? Sometimes we're able to see the exhibits before they come if they're in sort of driving distance. Sometimes I don't see them until like the day before they open. So it's always fun when we get something new. Sometimes we're not sure what we're going to get. We're pretty sure it's going to be awesome, but we just don't know until it's there. So, okay.
Yeah, it's always a fun process.
Are there certain exhibits that might be more age appropriate or age friendly, or is it family?
We try to make sure that our exhibits appeal to a wide audience. So with the rainforest exhibit right now, we've actually had adults coming through on their own without kids, and they've had a great time too. I manage our social media accounts, so I get to see all the pictures that people tag us in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we have some adults climbing the rope spider web, and it's pretty fun. So
you have some Spider-Man wannabes.
Pretty much, yep. Yeah.
Well, sell the planetarium and the museum to our audience.
So there are not many places you can go in this town to learn about science and history in a very sort of rigorous setting, and it's fun at the same time. We pride ourselves on having very accurate information and also lots of fun. So that's my biggest sell to you, that it's a great time, whether you're coming for a date, you're bringing your kids. Yeah.
Now, we were talking about the spaceship that went up the other day. It docked with the International Space Station and came back.
Yes.
And I believe this will renew the interests of our nation centered around space exploration.
Yeah, so we're in a really interesting time where we're sort of seeing the space shuttle and the International Space Station program sort of winding down, and we're gearing up for this new adventure where we will send people to Mars. So we have a cool show coming up in April at the planetarium. It's called Journey to Space. And we will have this show right through the 50th anniversary of the lunar landing this coming July.
Did you say 50th?
50th, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been 50 years since people went to the moon. Yeah. So yeah, this show is a great overview of the space shuttle program since the first lunar landing, and it sort of explains how all of the research that's been gathered over the past 50 years is getting us ready for this next step, sending humans to Mars and possibly asteroids. NASA's very interested in asteroid mining right now, so...
Could
yeah.
you explain that, what that is?
Yeah, so basically, it's a problem they've been working on for a while. It's very difficult to land a probe on an asteroid because it's a much smaller target than a planet. It's usually moving more irregularly than a planet is. But they're getting to the point where they're able to land probes on asteroids, and the goal is to be able to mine asteroids for minerals, possibly for things that we're running out of on Earth.
We are taking a break here inside the Jazz Jacuzzi. My special guest representing the Sloan Museum and also the Longway Planetarium, Miss Katie O'Neill. Katie, I believe you guys are taking reservations right now for day camp.
Yes, we are. Our summer camps and activities are open for registration right now. You can visit sloanlongway.org/summer or give us a call at 810-237-3409 to sign up for summer camps.
Give us that number again.
810-237-3409.
Any parting words?
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Bell. This has been wonderful.
Well, more than welcome. This is what we do, get the information out to the community of activities and institutions here for us to take advantage of them. Like you said, the free admission is due in part to the cultural millage.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you voted for that millage, here's the payoff for you.
And if you didn't vote for that millage, you're still paying the taxes, so definitely take advantage of it.
Okay. Do you guys have a website?
We do, sloanlongway.org.
And they can find out all of that information?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we now return you to your regularly scheduled program, known to you affectionately as the Jazz Jacuzzi, here at 92.1 WFOV. Our voices, yours and mine.